Yo, what is up? So in this tutorial, we're going to be going over how to use a MetaHuman as your player character. So this is the MetaHuman we made in the last tutorial I made about how to make a MetaHuman. And now we're just going to show how to use it as your player character. So yeah, let's just hop into it. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, you want to get over to Quixel. There's a few ways of getting to Quixel. You can right click on the content browser and just go to add Quixel content, or you can go up here and go to Quixel Bridge. I tend to just right click and go to add Quixel content. And then you're going to look for the MetaHumans tab over here. Oh, whoops, that moved. Here, let's click on MetaHumans. We're going to go, you can choose a bunch of these pre-made MetaHumans, or you can choose your MetaHumans that you've made. This is the one that we made in the last tutorial. I've already got this downloaded, but usually if you don't have it downloaded, let's click on one that I don't have downloaded. You can choose the quality settings that you want to download it at. I tend to choose medium, which will give you textures at 2K. You can go above that if you want. I tend to just go for medium. Then you want to click add. We'll add that to the project. It'll take a little second. And then you go over to your MetaHumans tab over here. You're going to find your MetaHuman. And usually when you click on this, it's going to ask you to enable some plugins. So let's go ahead and do that. Yep. Yeah, when you open it, it's saying you're missing a bunch of plugins. So you're just going to click on enable, enable, and enable. And then it'll ask you to restart. So we'll go ahead and restart. And then once you're restarted, we'll open this guy back up right here. And the first thing I like to do, I like to hop into the LOD sync and go ahead and go minimum LOD. I like to use LOD 4 as the minimum, just for like performance issues or performance reasons. You can see the difference real quick. That's LOD 4 as the minimum. Let's go back to what it was, 0. It's just you know, the LODs. You'll get better performance the lower the higher that LOD number is. I like to go for 4 for performance reasons. Alright, so there's a few different ways of using a like retargeting or like using a MetaHuman as your player character. I'm just going to show you the way that I prefer to do it. There's a few quicker ways of doing it, but I like to do it this way, the way I'm going to show. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to hop over into our third person blueprint, hop into our character, and we're going to just go back and forth between these tabs. So first we'll go to the body here, go to the right side to the skeletal mesh asset. We're going to hit the magnifying glass there, right there. We're going to hop over to our third person character, go over to the mesh, and then hit the little arrow key right here. And that'll give us our arms and, you know, those pieces. And then we will go back over here. We're going to copy the feet, legs, and torso. Copy that. Bring that over to the third person character. We're going to paste it. And we're just going to click on each one of these. Actually, we're going to highlight them all and drag them on top of the mesh. Then we're going to click on each one of these and hit the back arrow key right here on each one of them so that they go into the correct position. Then we're going to hop back over here. We're going to grab the face and all the grooms, and we're going to copy those over to the mesh, paste it onto the mesh, and then we're going to click and drag the face onto the mesh. And usually when you do this, it'll detach the grooms, so you're going to have to reattach them. So we'll attach that to the mesh. Then we're going to grab all the grooms and attach that to the face. And then we're going to click on the face, and we're going to hit these back arrows over here on the right so it goes into position. But as you can see, the animations aren't, it's not all connected. So the way you fix that is we need to go over and copy all the functions on the MetaHuman, all these functions right here. So we're going to click on the first one right here, enable master pose. We're just going to copy that. We're going to go over here, create a new function. Then we're going to paste that name And then we're gonna go back over, hop into that function, and then copy all of this and paste it. Connect that up. Also gotta be gotta pay attention to these wires here, because these are connected in, so we need to do that as well. Also, something to pay attention to is specifically on this enable master pose. If you connect this wire first, it'll give you this skinned mesh asset, which is not what this one is. This one is skeletal mesh asset. So we'll just Control Z that real quick. So you want to do this one first. You want to connect that one in there, and that will give you skeletal mesh asset, and then you can connect this one up, and we're just gonna go over and copy this name right here and then paste it. And then you want to always check what's connected. See, like this is saying it we don't have that because our body is called mesh, so we're gonna pull in mesh and replace that body right there. And we'll compile and save. We're gonna go over and copy the next one, AR kit face setup, copy, make the next function, and we'll paste it. Then we're gonna hop into that function over here and copy all the stuff and paste it in here. And then you want to make the variables that are there. So we're going to just right click on the variables and create variable, and double check to make sure there's nothing connected to the input. Yeah, looks like we're fine there. So we're just going to go down to the next one, live retarget setup, and copy that name over here, and then make that function. And we will hop into the function over here and copy all of this over. And we'll connect that up. And we'll grab our mesh and plug that in and hook it into there, get rid of the body. And we'll double check, make sure we don't have any, oh, we do have a variable. Let's create that variable. Let's create this variable. And then down here we have a bunch of the bodies we need to replace. We also have a variable right here we need to make, so we'll create that variable. We'll grab in our mesh and plug that in, get rid of the body. We'll just copy and paste the mesh on all of these other ones. Get rid of the body on that one, plug it in. Get rid of the body on that one, plug that in. And that should be fine. Let me make sure there's nothing in the input. Yep, nothing in the input. So we will compile and save. So we'll go down to the next function, which is live link setup. We'll copy that, make the function, paste that in there. Then we'll hop into this and copy all of this over and paste it. And then we need to plug all of these wires into the input for this one. So we'll grab this one, plug that in, and then we'll hop over here and just copy the name skeletal mesh and paste it. And then we'll plug this one in. And we'll hop over here, copy that name, subject name, and paste it over here. And then we'll plug in the class here. And we'll grab that and copy it and paste. And then finally from the branch, we'll plug that one in. And then hop over here, copy the name, and paste that in. And yeah, no variables we need to make there. It looks like this wire got a little wonky here. Let's just move that over. Cool. Move that down. We'll compile. And save. Then we'll move on to the next function, which is hair LOD, right? Live link setup. Yeah, hair LOD setup right here. We'll copy the name. Go to add function. We'll paste that name in. And then we'll hop into this right here. Copy all of this. And we'll paste it. Make sure there are no variables or anything we need to replace. Looks like we're good on that one. And then we will hop over to this last function here. Copy the name, add function, paste it, and we'll grab all the stuff inside of that one. Copy. And let me double check on the inputs on that hero LOD. I don't think there is. Yeah, no. Alright, so we will just paste all of this in. Move that over. Plug that in. And then we're gonna right click on this, create variable root. And we'll plug that guy in right there. Hop back over, copy the name. And paste it. Move that back a little bit. And right now, these functions aren't doing anything, so we need to hop into the construction script here. We'll hop over to the MetaHuman over here, hop into the construction script over here as well. We're going to copy all of this over, copy, and paste it. And plug that in. And I think there's only one thing we need to replace here, which is, we need to create that variable and pull in mesh and plug that in and compile. And then we need to go into the event graph. We're gonna pull off of here, because if you look over here on the event graph of the MetaHuman we're copying from, they have a Hera LOD setup on begin play, so we're just going to add a sequence node. You can press S on your keyboard and click. We'll plug that in there. Hook the 0 up to there. Move that down a little bit, and then we're going to move all of this up. And we're going to pull in our Hera LOD setup and plug that into the 1. And then we will compile. And the last thing we need to copy over from our MetaHuman is the LOD sync. So we'll just copy that and go to the top and paste. So that'll keep our LOD that we set earlier. And now, if you hop over and look, all the body parts are connected, but if you hop in and play, you see the legs aren't moving with it, which is mainly animation reasons. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna retarget from the Unreal Engine mannequin. So we're gonna go over here to the mannequin, we're gonna go to rigs, and we're gonna grab this IK rig right here. We're gonna pull it over. We're just gonna copy it up over here. We're gonna rename this to MetaHuman _IK rig. And then we're gonna go into here. We're gonna change the body to the body that your MetaHuman is using. So let's just go over here, go to the mesh, And we are using M underscore medium underscore narrow underscore body. So that's the one we need. So let's grab that, which is right here. And then we're gonna right click here and we're gonna go to animation, down to IK rig, IK retargeter. We're gonna call this MetaHuman underscore RTG. Then we're gonna open that up. It's gonna ask you where you want to copy animations from, and we're gonna just copy them from the IK mannequin. So we'll grab that, and then we're gonna copy it to our MetaHuman underscore IK rig right there. And if you move the offsets over here, you can see we got both characters here. If you go down here, you can see all the animations. You can double click on them and see that they both do the animations, which means we're pretty much good to go on retargeting. So yep, the retargeter is set up. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go over here to third person. We're gonna make a new folder called animations. You could retarget the animations and all of that. I mean, we're gonna retarget the animations, but we're not gonna retarget the animation blueprint stuff. I kind of like to do that from scratch. So we're gonna go over to characters, mannequins, animations, Manny. And we're just gonna copy all of these we're gonna highlight them all. We're gonna right click. We're gonna go up to retarget animations assets, duplicate and retarget, and we're gonna find our MetaHuman underscore RTG. Then you can go down here to the change and choose where you want the retargeted animations to go. We're gonna choose our animations folder that we just made. Click OK, and then retarget. And then we will have all of those animations set up for our MetaHuman. And then next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna right click. We're gonna go to animation. We're gonna go down to legacy, blend space 1D. And we're gonna choose our MetaHuman base skeleton. We're gonna call this MetaHuman underscore BS for blend space. Then we're going to open that up, and we're going to go over here to the horizontal axis. We're going to name this speed, and the maximum value will be the max walk speed of your character. So by default it's 500, I believe. And then we're going to grab our idle animation and connect it down. If you hold shift when you pull the animations in, they'll automatically go to where these little lines are. Then we're gonna grab our walk, and we're gonna put it right here in the middle. And then we're gonna grab our run, and we're gonna put that there. So now if you hold control and move over, you can see that is our blend space. It is working. And then next thing we're gonna do is make a animation blueprint. We're gonna go to animation, blueprint. We're gonna find our MetaHuman base skeleton here, create one. We're gonna call this MetaHuman underscore ABP for animation blueprint. Then we're gonna open that up, and we're gonna create a right click and create a state machine, and hook that up. We're gonna call it locomotion. And then before we really do anything with that, we want to hop into the event graph, and we're just gonna copy the stuff from the mannequin animation blueprint. So we'll go over to mannequin animations, ABP Manny, and we're just gonna copy all of this, highlight it, copy it, hop over to ours, and then paste it. And we're gonna right click and create all the variables we need to make. Cool is falling. I think that's the last one. Let's compile and save and make sure. We got this little warning because of our locomotion. So we'll hop into our locomotion, and we're gonna pull off the entry and add state. We're gonna call this idle walk run. And then you're gonna open that up, and we're gonna find our blend space, MetaHuman BS. Yeah, we'll grab that and hook that up, and we're gonna find our variable that we created, the ground speed, and hook that up. Then we'll compile and save. You see he goes to his idle state right there. And then we're just gonna hop over to ABP Manny. We're gonna go to his anim graph, and we're gonna copy the main states here. So let's go to here. Before we do that, let's go over to our anim graph here. We're gonna disconnect this and pull off, and we're gonna cache. New save cache pose. We're gonna call this locomotion, like that. And then we're gonna right click and make a new state machine, and we're gonna call it the same thing as what the mannequin uses, which is main states. And then we're gonna pull off of here. We're gonna slot default slot, plug that in. Then we'll hop into main states here. We'll hop back into the mannequin animation blueprint. We're gonna hop into main states here, and we're gonna copy all of this, and we will paste that there and hook the entry to the locomotion. Compile, save, and now we hop over to our third person character. We're gonna go to mesh, and we're gonna choose our MetaHuman underscore ABP, and compile and save, and that should work. Let's just double check. Yep, it works, and that is how you do it. That's one way of doing it. There's definitely other ways of doing it, some other faster ways, but I prefer to do it this way because I like having a little bit more control over my animation blueprint. It's just kind of a preference thing. Also, if you see that texture streaming pool thing, a way of making, just a quick little tip of making that go away, you can go down here to the enter console command. You can go to r.streaming.pool size, and I usually increase it to about 3,000. You hit a space after pool size, and then you type in that, and then enter, and then you hop out again. It goes away. Just another little quick tip. And yeah, that's how you use it. That's how you use a MetaHuman as your player character. Pretty I mean, it can be a little confusing. I remember when I was learning this, it was pretty confusing for me at first, but it's really not that difficult. Once you do it like a handful of times, you get used to it. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. If you have any questions or any problems with this, definitely let me know those down in the comments. And if you have any suggestions for any other tutorials you would like to see, also let me know those down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.